welcome to the Junk Car Lady. All right, today I'm going to show you guys just a real simple little tip of how you can change your air filter. Now, the reason I do these videos, guys, is so that you have the opportunity to be able to do some of this stuff on your own. All right, now, there's nothing wrong with taking your car to the mechanic. All right, I used to be a mechanic myself, you know, pay them their money, right? But in any event, you want to figure out how to do some of the stuff your own. Some of the stuff is pretty simple once you get the instructions on how to do it, okay? So on this one, we have a 2001 Chevy Colorado, and I'm just going to show you guys how to change the air filter. Now, the air filter on this one, this is a 5.3 engine. This one actually is up for parts at a particular moment. So if you need some parts, drop me a line on that too, all right? Because we do ship some of the parts, all right? But this one happens to be up for parts. So I'm just gonna kind of use it as a demonstration for you guys. All right. So let's go ahead now. Coming over here, take show this right here. All right. Basically, the first thing that I do when I'm assessing on how to do any job, I don't care how simple it is, I want to take a look at it first to see what I'm gonna need. So I see a screw here. I see a screw here. Camera here. I also see a screw down here. Right down here. All right, I see a screw down here, and I also see a screw over here on this back side. All right, I see a screw over here as well, okay? And then I'm looking at what else. I see the air horn has something where I need to unscrew here, the little clamp, right where my finger is, okay? All right, so these are some things that are in my way that I need to get out, and I may need to unplug this as well, all right? Now, come back to me. Keep in mind, guys, when I'm showing you this stuff, if it's something that you were like, oh, well, I don't need to take that out of the way to do what I need to do, then don't take it out of the way. Do what you need to do, right? All right. You know, so it's not about how many things you're taking off. You know what I'm saying? It's about, are you getting the job done properly? That's really what it's about at the end of the day. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this. So here it looks like I'll be able to use, possibly be able to use a flathead. Let's try a flathead. Now, sometimes, come to me, sometimes these screws, guys, sometimes you have to wind up putting a lot of force on it. Sometimes some of the screws, like on the clamp, sometimes you have to actually get a socket. So we're going to see what we got to get. We're going to get what we got to get, and we're going to go ahead and do this thing, all right? Because the air filter on this one is underneath this case right here. All right, so we'll go ahead and start in the back. Show here. And this one actually looks like it's already loose. So like I said, this is a car that we use for parts. So that one's already loose. Okay. So show here. Make sure we get back here. There you go. And we're going to get this one right here. And I have to, notice I had to kind of push down and twist. All right. To get the grip. All right. And come around here. I want to make sure you can see it from this angle right here, because the angle might be a little difficult. Okay, you can see it a little bit better right there. All right, just kind of wanted to show you where it's at. All right, but anyway, let's take that one off. All right, so it's starting to lift up already. Now I'm going to go ahead and get this front one right here. All right, this front screw. All right, I'm down, gonna push down and twist to the left. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Okay, in most cases. All right, in this case it's lefty loosey, righty tighty. All right, so that one's nice and loose. Great. But remember, we had one more back here. All right, all the way down. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, take that one loose. And press down and go to the left. All right, press down and go to the left. Okay, and we're just gonna twist until it gets loose. All right, so now, is it loose? It is almost loose. Loosen it a little bit more. All right, and now I'm just lifting just to see that it's loose. Okay, now at this case, show this air filter right here. All right, in this case, we may not have to take everything else off. We're gonna see. We may be able to get it without that, but we're gonna see, because if it's not as simple, here, come around here. All right, so here is the air filter right here. Now coming out is one thing. We're gonna see if we can put it back. Now just go ahead and show you guys this air filter. This one is kind of dirty. All right, I'm not gonna say it's filthy. All right, would I change it on my car or a customer's car? Yes, I would. If you wouldn't change it on your car, then so what? right? But look at all that dirt in there, and you see the original color is like this yellowish color right here, but the color on the outside is a dirty yellow, right? Because it's dirty. But we're not putting a new one. Come to me. We're not putting a new one. I'm just showing you how to do it. All right. So we're gonna put this same one in there because this is a parts card. We're not putting a new air filter on a parts card, right? So now let's go ahead and see if we can put it back on without having to take off the air horn, all right, or any other clamps. If we can't, we take off some clamps. Like, you can't be, I'm gonna tell you right now, you can't be lazy talking about you want to fix your own car, right? Sometimes it takes you a little bit longer than you anticipate. So what? Keep it moving. All right, so basically this is a side that was face down. So even when you get your new air filter, you're gonna have this side facing down. So you slide it in, follow me. Slide it in. Notice these edges here. Notice these edges, okay? Because you're gonna make sure you set it down on those edges. Like that, showing here. So that way it's nice and flat. Now, here comes where, hey, are we gonna be able to get these screws back to where they need to go without taking everything else up? All right, if we can't, then we can't. So now we're gonna try, and basically you just wanna set everything down the way it was. Now, show me. Now, one of the things I use too is I use a step stool. Even my camera girl's on a step stool, right? I'm short, okay? If you don't need to use a step stool, then don't use a step stool. I use a step stool. I don't like doing all that extra reaching with my little 5'2.5" self, okay? All right, so let's take a look back here and see if we're able to get those screws started in. All right, we'll start at the back first. And at this point, I'm feeling the back of the screw, the back screw, excuse me, to make sure that I'm getting in the right spot, to make sure things are lining up. All right, and I'm gonna have to put my hand down here a little bit, and I'm starting the screw. All right, and now I'm gonna do the same thing on this side, same thing on this side. I'm starting the screw there, and then I'll come back to this side just to make sure it's starting in. All right, starting in this side. Good, good, good. They're started. All right, just wanted to get them started. Now, this front screw, same thing. Notice how it's sitting down, right? Come on, man. Tighten that up a little bit. Now here, tighten this up. When I get it started, we may need our screwdriver. All right. Did the underside come out? Oh, that's right. This one was loose already. Sometimes, let me explain this to you. Sometimes with these air filters, there's a part at the bottom that it actually screws into. But depending upon how old it is, that bottom piece may not be there. All right, it may not be there, or it may have fallen out. Okay, one of the two can definitely happen. But the whole point of the matter is you want to tighten up all four sides of the screws, all four screws. Just tighten them up the way that you had them before. All right, and once you got them nice and tight, then everything would be nice and sealed. And they don't have to be super duper tight, you know. Hand tight is fine. Hand tight is fine. Like I said, this one feel like I can feel it at the bottom. I can feel it from the bottom, excuse me, that it feels like it fell out there, because ain't nothing helping me here. Ain't nothing tightening up. Wait, is it? No, ain't nothing tightening it up, so it fell out the bottom. But that's okay. But you get the idea. Now, come back to me. Now, this is how simple it can be for you to actually do your air filter. Now, I will tell you, and I'll say this in just about every video that I do, that's a DIY video, right, is that while something may be simple, it may not be simple to you. Or if you run into complications, let's say your piece at the bottom fell out. You know, you're like, man, that's some bullshit. I don't know where it's at, right? Which I'm not going to look for this piece. I don't know if it was there or not. I'm not going to look for it. But in that case, then, come on, y'all should be grown people. There shouldn't be nobody under 18 doing this, right? You know what I mean? So what does that mean? If you got to get some help, then get some help, right? But most of the times when you are actively driving the vehicle, most times you won't run into too many complications. You'll run into some, but you won't run into too many. Like I said, this is a parts vehicle, so I don't even know how many times this thing has already been off the car, or anything like that. All right, so come to me. All right, guys, now look, I do these videos to show you some of the things that you can do yourself. All right, but there's going to be times where you're like, man, forget that. I don't want to put any more money into that vehicle. If you happen to be in the Raleigh, North Carolina area or the surrounding cities, all right, and you want to get rid of your car, you want to get some cash for it, we buy junk cars, okay? A junk car is any car that you don't want, okay? Give us a call at 919-228-8610. That's the Junk Car Lady. See you on the next one.
So your old car is broken, and you really need some money. Time to make that call, just call me, the Junk Car Lady. No matter the make or model, if you need quick cash, just call the Junk Car Lady. We buy it fast, just call me, the Junk Car Lady.